In the realm of video game franchises, Mortal Kombat's staying power is not to be overlooked, but it's time to find out if their new animated feature, Mortal Kombat Legends Scorpion's Revenge, is a flawless victory or a fatality. Taking inspiration from those first few original Mortal Kombat games, Mortal Kombat Legends Scorpion's Revenge takes a slightly different approach to a familiar story within the lore of Mortal Kombat, as there's a lot of focus put on the character of Scorpion, who originally was a human ninja known as Hanzo Hasashi. And in the past, he had his family, and he believed in honor and duty, and being resilient, and someone who would not quit no matter what. And that is definitely tested when he is confronted by the ninjas of Sub-Zero's ninja clan, who subsequently kill his whole family and him. With his soul in the Netherrealm being tortured constantly by demons, Hanzo eventually finds a way to fight back. This definitely piques the interest of the sorcerer of the Netherrealm, Quan Chi, who recruits Hanzo to be a fighter in the next Mortal Kombat tournament, which is happening in present day. And then we meet the usual suspects. We've got Liu Kang, we've got Raiden, we've got Johhny Cage, we've got Sonya Blade, and one of these characters will have to fight against Shang Tsung for the fate of the world. Like, Earth hangs in the balance. It's lost multiple consecutive Mortal Kombat tournaments, and this is the last chance for them to break that chain of victories that Outworld has amassed. And there's gonna be a whole lot of blood and guts, let me tell you, because for anyone who's played some of the later era Mortal Kombat games where you can kind of get like X-ray snapshots during the fight of someone's bones being broken or a skull being crushed or anything where you see the internal damage of an attack, that is definitely incorporated heavily into this film, and it is fun to watch. And that's one of the things that I definitely love in terms of some of the animated features that we're getting here in North America, where they're not trying to play it safe. They're not trying to do something like, you know, the USA Network Mortal Kombat series from the 90s. They're not doing that anymore. This is completely different. They're definitely trying to earn that hard R rating and making this something that is violent and gory and just visceral, and you kind of have to sort of recoil in your seat while you watch it, because there aren't any constraints here. You're not worried about having a big visual effects budget for a live-action film. And hopefully the new live-action film that's coming out next year will be more on the R-rated side than the original Paul W.S. Anderson film was, as fun as that film was. But this right here, Scorpion's Revenge, this is definitely what you want from a Mortal Kombat film in terms of just action and violence and even story and character development. Like, they really kind of flesh out the backstories for these characters. They definitely do a lot of work to position Scorpion as more of an anti-hero than necessarily a villain, or maybe more of a reluctant hero, but through a series of events and going pretty much to hell and back, you see how he turns into that fire-breathing, teleporting, spear-throwing demon that we all know and love to play, and you kind of feel for him a little bit. And I thought that was a really nice touch. You also still have a lot of focus on characters like Liu Kang and Johhny and Sonya, because that is the trinity of fighters in Mortal Kombat, especially, you know, in terms of the good guys. and you have a nice balance between all of those different personalities. And you have some recognizable voice talents in there. You've got Steve Blum, you've got Fred Tatasciore, Kevin Michael Richardson, and you also have Joel McHale as Johhny Cage, and Jennifer Carpenter from Dexter as Sonya Blade, and they were great in the film as well. And there's a lot that's happening that I think works with this. I liked the character designs, I liked the animation, I thought there was a lot of fluidity to the fight choreography, and you see it all play out really well. I think the character designs themselves, sometimes they're good, but there is a little bit of inconsistency, and the use of shadow as far as like just heavy black shadows is something that I know they tried to probably emulate some of the anime from, recent years that have kind of definitely gone with that style for some of their features and series, but you also kind of have to incorporate it in a way that makes sense, and sometimes where they're placing those shadows just didn't make a lot of sense to me, especially on the knuckles of people's hands, where they're trying to sort of convey this idea of how big people's knuckles are, especially for fighting, I guess, but it just looks like someone is painting black squares on knuckles, quite honestly. So that's one of the only few gripes that I really have with this film, but for the most part, this is absolutely an amazing animated feature, and especially in the world of Mortal Kombat, and being able to have a lot more freedom to do things that they weren't able to do when they did the first live action film, as fun as that film is. But again, that was PG-13. They really did not have any real blood in it or carnage the way that this one does, and it's just pretty damn excellent. Like, I had a good time with it. It's a nice, solid 90-minute feature, so you never feel like you're being skimped. It's not like when they do animated features and they tap out around the 70-minute mark. No, that's not the case here. So I appreciated that, because I feel like, yeah, you obviously don't want it to be too long, but at the same time, you can make it about the length of a film that you would see in live action on the big screen in theaters. So for that, I say that this is an absolute see it. It's already on digital and on demand if you want to get it that way. This is one that, especially if you're a Mortal Kombat fan, you definitely have to watch. There's no reason not to pick up this film. Hey guys, thanks for watching as always. If you've got your own thoughts or opinions on Mortal Kombat Legends Scorpion's Revenge, you can go ahead and leave a comment in the section below. Don't forget to hit the like button, hit that notification bell, share this video with your friends and family if they're over 18, and if you'd like to keep up to date on more at random videos, you can go ahead and click the subscribe button right over here.